Hello everybody, it's Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So I'm sorry it's been a while since I did my last video. I've just had so much work on. I've done a lot of extra hours and it's just left me with no time to get a video recorded. But I'm here now and I have set up 3 different options for the readings on your next 48 hours. So this is the next 48 hours from the moment you watch the video or watch the reading. So I've set out option number 1, which is the safe. Option number 2, which is the lion. And option number 3, which is the ship. So I want you to relax, take a few deep breaths. Let go of all your thoughts, all your fears, all your desires, everything. And when you feel open and ready for the answer, I want you to think, what's ahead for me in the next 48 hours? And then when you feel ready, make your choice. Always trust your first instinct. Don't overthink it and don't doubt yourself. When you've ready and made your choice, please click on the timestamp provided. And if you need a bit more time, then please go ahead and press pause because now I'm moving on to the readings. Okay, those of you that chose number 1, here is your reading. The next 48 hours. So we've got the 7 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Bows, move this along, which is the Hare, the 2 of Vessels, Attraction, the 4 of Arrows, Rest. Let's squeeze these on. The Oak King, which is the Hanged Man, Ace of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords, 5 of Athames. Yeah, just want to make sure you can see all the cards, and you can. So the next 48 hours, to me, actually it seems a bit of an up and down next 48 hours. There's sort of a feeling here that if you're not already, you're just going to feel a bit sad and sort of defeated by something. There's the 5 of Cups, grieving, sadness. You know, the feeling of spilt milk on the floor and you're focusing on the milk that's been spilt and not what's going on behind you. But you do have a lot of options and a lot of choices over the next couple of days. But really the message is don't rush into any decisions. You've got lots of options. Maybe you're not entirely happy with all of the choices and the options that are ahead of you. But it's saying there is a really great choice for you, evidenced by the 2 of Vessels. But you can't rush ahead and make that decision. It's really telling you to wait, to consider things, to ponder on things. There may even be further news ahead for you, which is why you can't really make the choice just yet. There's a feeling here that you're underselling yourself in this decision, and that's why you're being told not to rush it. Because as you're underselling yourself, you're missing other opportunities. You're sort of thinking, well, I'll take that because I don't really have any other options. You know, beggars can't be choosers. But the message is that you're not a beggar at all. In fact, you have lots of promise, lots of opportunities, lots of talent, lots of vibrancy about you. That actually you're somebody that's desired and you know, people want you around them, you know, that they want you in their lives, whether this is a relationship, a work situation or a friendship situation, that they want you because you're so great. They can see the potential that you can't. Yeah, you can't see this potential yet. And this could be within yourself, or it could be you can't see the potential in a situation. You know, you might not see the potential in a job offer or in a potential friendship or an idea that you have. But there's a lot of potential to grow and to develop and become something tangible. Whereas you're looking at it and thinking, oh, but it hasn't got all these other qualities that I'm really looking for, like this job hasn't got all the qualities that you really want, that you're looking for, but it's saying, no, you can't see it, but there are other things that outweigh that you're going to be very glad that you have. Because there's a feeling here that you need to think about your emotions, think about your sensitivity, think about the emotional impact of your decisions that you're going to be making. There's just very much a feeling you haven't really thought it through, so you need to stop, rest, and allow your brain to process these things. Maybe you're overthinking something. Don't think about it so much. Just let it work away in your subconscious. With the Oak King, it's saying, don't make any decisions, just wait. So there's a big decision that you need to make in the next 48 hours. If you can, prolong it, to delay it, get a new decision date, even if it's a few days ahead of that, like by the end of the week, or 4 or 5 days time, because there's something else that's going to come up that's going to give you more choice, that you can then really think about and think, what do I want, what's the benefits, what's the pros, what's the cons, how can I build upon this, how can I develop this and grow. Don't make any rush decisions. Try and get as much information as you can. Don't look too down upon the opportunities that are presented to you. If it's a real stinker and you're really there looking like, no, it doesn't pay enough, there aren't enough job benefits to it, it's going to mean I'm always on the road, it means I'm not going to be happy in that job, it doesn't please me. The message is, do not make a decision in the next 48 hours. Wait. Because it could be that you yourself come up with another option rather than taking this job or making this choice. Because there is such a risk here that you're really underselling yourself, that you're not truly valuing what you're going to bring to the table. You could actually get a better wage than what this job is offering. You could get a better relationship than the relationship that's on offer. Or you could find a better deal than the deal that's being presented to you. You are actually much more attractive, much more sociable. You're much more, the only way I can describe it is, you think that nobody wants you, but actually loads of people would love to have you. And so it's saying wait, because you're going to be able to see that soon after. You're just not, I think, really seeing all of the choices that are ahead of you. And I think this is wonderful, because it shows you that there are lots of options. Even if you can't see them, they are there. And it could be that once people realise that you're going to be snapped up, or you're making a decision to go down a certain path, that they will come forward and you will then be able to see these options and make the right choice, because there is an option in front of you that either you can't see just yet because you're distracted, or will soon present itself to you, that is the good match. It's a suitable match. It's a compatible match. That's what I was trying to think. A compatible match where they do value, they do see that all that you have to bring to the table. Whereas I don't think you're convinced about what's on offer to you at the moment, that you're going to be able to reach your full potential there. And that might well be true. And I feel that's possibly for some of you where the sadness comes in, that you can't see that you recognise they can't see your full potential. Yeah, just wait. That's the real over-abiding message of these for the next 48 hours from now you watching this is, don't make any decisions just yet. There's something here that's you're really going to be able to do something with, but don't undersell yourself. Wait for more options, or wait for more time to really consider all of the choices that are in front of you before you make that decision and make that choice. Because you're fab, amazing, and you deserve the best. So make sure you eventually do choose the best option for you. I think that's a nice, straight to the point message for you there. I hope that it resonates. Please let me know in the comments section if it does resonate with you. Private readings are open at the moment, so if you want to contact me, all the information that you need is in the description box. Just send me an email and we'll have a conversation about what you want and what's to happen next and what getting it back to you and all the rest of it. But otherwise, if this was enough, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye. Okay, those of you that chose number 2, the lion, here is your reading. Make sure it goes up a bit. So I can't quite see. I think I've got the camera at a funny angle, so it all looks a bit weird, but you can see. So let's see the next 48 hours for you. What have we got? So the Lord, that's the Emperor. 5 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. Bring that across a bit. Then we've got 6 of Arrows. That's the 6 of Swords. Transition. The Pole Star, that's the Star. 5 of Arrows. Frustration. So you basically got the 5 of Swords twice. The Sun, nice. 2 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Chalices, that's the 10 of Cups. So just make sure you can see all the cards you can. So, the next 48 hours, let's look. Right, it speaks to me here that you're at a transition point. We've got the 5 of Swords twice, really. And it's all about making sure you're in charge. You've got a lot of confrontation going on in your life. Maybe it could be a lot of internal arguments. It doesn't have to be external arguments with other people, but you're feeling a frustration. You're feeling, that you're having to fight for what you want, and I think you do know what you want, and you're willing to work for what you want. This could be a career reading, but it doesn't have to be, obviously. But there's a feeling here that you're willing to fight for what you want, whether it's in a relationship, just generally your own lifestyle or your career, and you're willing to fight and win over in the argument. You're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure you win. But there's a feeling that perhaps you're not winning, hence the frustration that you're having to have the argument in the first place, that other people aren't accepting that you've said, this is what I'm going to do. But the message over the next 48 hours while this is sort of going on is sort of let go of that. Mentally leave it aside. It's literally saying, leave that mindset behind. You've got better things to do. You've got the Star and the Sun in this reading over the next 48 hours. There are so many good things. It's about following your star. It's about following your instincts. It's about following your dreams, what you feel is your life purpose or your life path. It's about moving towards that and taking charge of the direction of your life so that you can achieve that which makes you happy, content and satisfied. Yes, it's going to take a lot of hard work and investment, and it is going to take a lot of you having to fight your corner. But it's saying you can do that, but just move away from the negative parts of that, the parts where it drags you down and you feel that you shouldn't have to perhaps fight, or that you should be really particularly aggressive. Because it's sort of saying that, you're going to have to go through this in order to get to the 10 of Chalices moment. You're going to have to go through this in order to get the happy ever after that you're looking for, whatever form that happily ever after takes. It doesn't matter. The point is that you've got to continue to invest in what your ultimate aim is and push through all the hard work and not the arguments, but the resistance that you experience in you trying to achieve your aim. Because it's something here about your mindset that's perhaps blocking the way and causing the frustration. If you just think, oh, this is just part of the journey of me getting to my destination, it'll take a lot of the sting out of it. And never forget that the journey provides the most lessons. Reaching your destination, the happily ever after, is the reward, but if you don't go through the hard times in the journey and the lessons that it provides, you won't get there. Because this is the thing, this is where you perhaps have to change your mind, where you have to sort of look and say, based upon this new information, I'm going to refine my plan. I'm going to remove the liabilities and the weak points and strengthen and reinforce my arguments. It's like if you've got an assignment for school, maybe some of you have, or you've got a report to file or something, and you go in with an argument that you're going to write and support with the evidence, and then the evidence comes about and you find out that your argument is not as strong as you thought it was. In fact, actually the evidence points to perhaps a completely different resolution or conclusion, and you just sort of have to think, what am I going to do? And it's saying the happier outcome might be the discovery that there's a better option at the end of it. Because you don't want to be too rigid in your thinking, and there's a danger of that for some of you, that you're too rigid in your thinking. And for others of you, it's like, no, you're constantly under attack. It's like, don't give up. If you know that you're doing the right thing and that you know that the outcome that you're working towards is the right one, then go for it. The arguments and the people trying to convince you otherwise is good. It allows you to strengthen your argument. Yeah, there's something here about that you have to just fight your corner and stick to your guns over the next 48 hours, because there are good times as well. There are good things with the sun, the star and the 10 of chalices. There are good things. You're going to have good times with your family. You are going to keep working towards your dream. You are going to have happy, positive times where things really work out. And it's just a matter of staying on course, staying in charge of your life, making sure you're making the decisions that directly impact you, and thinking positively about the decisions you have to make that impact others. Yeah, and just keep working at it. There's a feeling here that you're working towards a goal, and it's saying, yeah, you're going to have a bit of resistance. You're going to end up having to debate or argue with somebody over something, but stay the course, because you will get the victory that you want despite the frustration. And getting the victory that you want comes with you adapting what you think, or adapting the way that you work on your job or your task. It's not a weakness to adapt your theory or your argument or your project plan. It's really not. It's going to be a strength for you. So don't be afraid to change your mind or adapt what you're doing, or, because that is how you're going to get victory, by recognizing the weakness in your own argument or process. So that's your next 48 hours. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments section if it resonated with you, if it made any sort of sense. I'll just let you know that the private readings are open, so you can get a private reading from me. All the information that you need is in the description box. Just send me an email and we'll have a correspondence and get that sorted. But otherwise, yeah, that's your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye. Okay, last but not least, number 3. And you actually did get the 3 on your card. You got the ship. So make sure that's... It's explaining my camera tripod. It's just a weird angle. So I'm trying to make sure all the cards get on so you can see them. Right, let's start off. Oh, the wheel. I gotta admit, I do really like the wheel. Then we've got the Queen of Pentacles, another card I really like. And the Star. 2 majors. Oh, the other thing was I only wanted 3 of each deck, but you got a 4th. So your 4th is a 3 of Wands. Then we have the 6 of Chalices, the Queen of Chalices, the Fool. You've got lots of major arcana here. Then the 2 of Bows, which says decision. Oh, the Moon on the Water, which is the Moon. And 6 of Stones, exploitation. And for the life of me, Stones has disappeared. For what suit that means. I think it's Pentacles. But it's just gone out of my head. But it doesn't matter, I know the meaning of the card, so don't worry about that. So let's see your next 48 hours. Okay, you've got a reflective 48 hours. There's change coming, the wheel. You might be in a period of transition yourself, in that you actively acknowledge and recognize that you are transitioning in some way in your life, that you are leaving one cycle and moving into another. So there's lots of feelings here of wisdom and processing the knowledge that you have picked up during the past cycle. There is a feeling that the last cycle is finished, because sometimes you get the vibe that there's still residual energies and things going on, but not here. There's a feeling that it's absolutely finished, but you're on the brink of beginning a new one. And so over the next 48 hours, you're perhaps going to feel quite reflective, in that you acknowledge what you've been through, and that you acknowledge remembering the past of this, because it could be quite a long cycle that's lasted a few years. Remember, there's like multiple cycles of development that are going on in your lives at any one time. You don't have one block where everything happens. You have overlapping, like you'll have relationship cycles finish, but you're still in the middle of a career cycle that's got a long way left to run, and one can be long and one can be short. But there's a feeling here that you, in one area of your life, you know now, immediately when I said it, you knew what was being finished, and you just know that it's finished, it's done, and you're looking back on it and thinking, oh yeah, the things that happened, now you're out of it, you can look at it with nostalgia and fondness. It doesn't hurt as much as it did. It doesn't sting in the same way that it did. But you are now on the brink of something new, and you are not sure entirely what that new thing is going to be. And that's why there's a sense of exploration with this, with the Three of Wands, with the Fool. You are on the brink of something new, and you're not entirely sure what decision you're going to make. Well, the path will become clear to you, not necessarily over the next 48 hours. It could take a bit longer than that, but by reflecting on the journey that you've been on and what's gone on in your life, what's been nurtured within you, what you've learned, what do you feel that you have left to learn, the pathway will become clear. Because I think in this next cycle, what you're interested in is your abundance and prosperity, whether that's emotional abundance and prosperity, financial abundance and prosperity, or just having like a friendship, a relationship, or a job that pleases you. It doesn't have to be about being a millionaire. It can just be about being satisfied. Because I think the last cycle has taught you what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy for some of you. Or has taught you a lot of lessons and caused a lot of personal growth. There has to be a lot of personal growth in this. It might have been quite a spiritual thing that you've gone through, but you've certainly grown as a person, because you've got too many major arcana. You've got 4 in one reading for the next 48 hours. You've learned and achieved and overcome a lot. You are the brink, the wisdom has been acquired, you're on the brink of the new cycle. What you're concerned about is that the new cycle doesn't allow you to be exploited in some way. You don't want to be impoverished and end up with the beggar bowl out at the end of it. You might have had resources that you exploited in the last cycle. Maybe that was part of what you learned. Maybe you spent far too much money. Maybe you exploited your friendships and your bonds with your friends and family and sort of took advantage of them, or have been taken advantage of. It doesn't matter. There's a recognition here of exploitation, of about overusing one resource to the point where it's been exhausted, and you're like you don't want that in the next cycle. Whether you're the one that's experienced it or the one that's caused it to happen, you don't want that. You haven't made the decision yet of what next is going to be, but you are now aware and are fresh. You've cleaned the slate, you've paid back the karma, you've learned the lesson, and you're ready now to start again. And you want to be happy, abundant, and content in that new journey. And so you are still searching. There is a new path for you to take, but you need to be looking for it. So there's a lot of reflection. Like I said, there's a lot of reflection in this about what's gone on in the past so that you can get clear about what you want in the future, because you do not want to repeat the lessons that you have just completed. What's the point? You've learnt them. You're reflecting on what you've learned. And when you feel the gaps in your knowledge, that is when the path forward will become clear. So there's not so much going to be happening, but I think you've got the most valuable of them all, in that you are now looking and thinking, what am I going to do next? How am I going to stay? You know, you've always got that wisdom, but how am I going to move forward and be prosperous and abundant and happy? Your emotional abundance and your physical and mental abundance and prosperity are equally important to you. There's a sense you've grown up, so you're being careful about what you're going to do next, which is fine, which is good. I actually have every faith in you based on this reading. You've gained a new level of maturity. So you'll be all right whatever you do. You'll be prosperous whatever you do. It's just now that you know that you need to think about it a bit more before you take any future steps. By delving deep, you'll be fine. You know, the wheel, you're in a transition phase. You're going to experience good luck and good fortune and sort of things sort of going your way because of this, because you're now ready on the wheel to move to the next phase. You know, things will help propel you forward, but you've got time to process what's gone before and really start to sort of look, as I say, to where the gaps are and where you'd like to move forward to next. And then you'll find that things are moving very quickly. This might happen in the next 48 hours. Some of you could get this done within the next 48 hours, but I don't want you to worry about it. If it takes you even a few weeks or even a few months, that's fine. Do it at your own pace. The message is really that things will move forward for you. But I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of you probably are going to get it over the next 2 days, because I feel that I'm telling you that you're coming to the end of that thinking phase and coming close to the doing phase. And that might come over the next week, that you're ready to jump on the wheel and get moving again. Very lovely reading to give. I really enjoyed giving that. Very proud of you, whatever it is that you've achieved. I'm very proud of you, and I hope that you're proud of yourself, because there's a decision coming up, and I think you'll just know when the time comes. You will just know what your new fall moment is, what your next adventure is going to be. So don't fret about it. Just carry on what you're doing and enjoy your new adventure. Enjoy the ride. That's your reading. If you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments section and let me know how it resonates with you. If you do want a private reading on this or any other aspect of your life, then you can contact me. All the information that you need is in the description box. Just send me an email and we will take it from there. But otherwise, if this was enough, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye.